Welcome back to the Daily Taoist with Will S. We are talking about the Tao Te Ching and how to get back into spirit and alignment with the Way, also known as the Tao. Today I'll be talking about verse 57. The Tao Te Ching was written 2,500 years ago by a man named Lao-Tzu. It is one of the oldest texts in existence and certainly one of the wisest. Its wisdom is timeless, and its message is as relevant then as it was back then, if not more so. It is vital that we learn to come back into balance with the natural world, to live in a more harmonious and selfless way. And the Tao Te Ching beautifully instructs us in bringing ourselves in alignment with the Tao. Verse 57. If you want to be a great leader, you must first learn to follow the Tao. Stop trying to control. Let go of fixed plans and concepts, and the world will govern itself. How do I know this is so? Because in this world, the greater the prohibitions, the less virtuous people will be. The more advanced the weapons of state, the less secure people will be. The more laws are posted, the more thieves appear. Therefore, the master says, I let go of the law, and the people become honest. I let go of economics, and the people become prosperous. I let go of religion, and the people become serene. I let go of all desire for the common good, and the good becomes as common as grass. In this section of the Tao Te Ching, Lao-Tzu returns his attention to aspects of leadership and finding a means to govern that is in harmony with the Tao. It would be indeed advantageous if our leaders paid heed or attention to this ancient wisdom. For the most of our time, our countries are governed with the exact opposite approach. Leadership that is aligned with the Tao displays the characteristics of non-interference, equanimity, non-grasping, and allowing. It is abundantly clear that the more rigid and authoritarian the state, the more dysfunctional, disharmonious, and unsustainable it is. Nature itself is the greatest governor of all, and it is nature that reflects the harmony and perfect balance of the Tao. It leads without effort, without the need to control or unduly shape its constituent parts. There is no clinging to concepts or imposing rules, for when all is allowed to be as it is, it all flows in perfect harmony and governs itself. This would be particularly of interest right now to those of us living in Canada, specifically with the protests going on in Ottawa and the invoking of the Emergency Measures Act. Okay? You are trying to swat flies with a sledgehammer. Okay? If people in this country, politicians or otherwise, leaders in quotation marks, because I don't really see them as leaders anymore, they're more like children with a bad case of temper tantrums. If the so-called leaders in this country would actually listen to Taoist principles and go back to the basics and actually talk to people and represent the people they were elected to watch over, then we wouldn't have the protests and the gross authoritarianism that is going on in Ottawa right now. I watched a lady the other day get trampled by a horse by the RCMP, or the Ottawa Police Department. Pardon me. I want to be factual here. And for none other than standing up for their rights and their freedoms within Canada. We've been going on this pandemic for 2 years now. Okay. And we're at over 90% vaccination rates across Canada. You have achieved your herd immunity, right? We're never going to get to 100%. Okay, it's not possible. Okay, trying to force people into doing something that they didn't want to do is not right. It's not in the way of the Tao. Never was, never has been. I've been having conversations with people who have taken the shot and they regret it. They regret going against their conscience, against their better judgment, because they were coerced by government overreach, mandating, social pressure within their family or their business unit. I myself had to leave a position because it went against everything in the fiber of my being, telling me that it was the wrong choice for me. Okay? I don't agree with putting things in my body without informed consent. And that's all I was asking for in the long run, is I was asking for some information, and I was denied. I was shut down. I was shut out. But maybe it's divine intervention, and it's for me to move on to bigger and better things, right? I do this podcast because I enjoy doing it. If you have enjoyed and are following along with the journey of the podcast, you can reach out to me on Twitter at the Daily Taoist. Among my many handles, the Doomer Podcast, Yukon Gold Energy, at Bill_Summer. It's my old handle, but it'll still work. We are on this ever-loving dark ship, or the Ark ship. We are living on a moving, living planet. For lack of a better word, what I call the Mandelbrot universe. If you want to learn more about that, the Tao Te Ching, how to get back into spirit in alignment with the way, feel free to reach out to me. The biggest thing right now that would help me out is if you guys are listening, please subscribe to my YouTube channel of the same name, the Daily Taoist. It could use some love over there. And as always, I love each and every one of you on this planet. I try to be in harmony as best I can with the way. It's middle of February right now. It's a little chilly. So if you're working outdoors, make sure you have all the appropriate clothing on, PPE. I know myself, I may be going back to electrical contracting, so I wish all those who have jobs, keeping jobs, or those who are on their purpose, I wish them all the well wishes in the world. And the mandates, they're not in the way of the law. They're unlawful, and you are going to be proven wrong. I love each and every one of you. Peace, love, and light from Will S. here at the Daily Taoist.